Hi, my name is James Shepard, owner of Multi-Merchant Processing and agent of North American Bank Card. North American Bank Card has been around for 20 years. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They're accredited. And what we've done is we have decided to partner together with North American Bank Card to offer Interchange Plus Pricing as a solution for merchants who are generally confused about the Durbin Amendment and the effects it's going to have on your business. Now, if you want to learn more about the Durbin Amendment and its effects, please watch the introduction video, the other videos I've done. In this video, I'm going to take a few minutes of your time to briefly explain Interchange Plus Pricing. Obviously, that's the only type of cost structure that I personally will set a new merchant up on because I believe in it. I think it's the best cost structure. It's the most efficient for you as a business owner, and I believe long-term for my business, I benefit from it because I don't make as much money off of each client, but I have a lot of clients and they're very secure and I'm providing them with a great service and a great price. But I need to explain to you what Interchange Plus Pricing is so you fully understand it. Now, I talk about it a lot in the other videos, but let me just briefly explain how it works. There are really three different players in this whole process of credit card processing, okay? You have, first of all, on the highest level, you have Visa, MasterCard, and you have the debit networks, okay? Those are the three. Now, we also have Discover, we also have American Express, okay? So we'll throw those in there in the bunch, but I'm saying mainly Visa, MasterCard, and the debit networks. Now, these big companies up here, the banks and the networks, what these big companies do is they work through processors, which are the next level down. A processor would be like North American Bank Card or First Data or Heartland Payment Systems. All these different processors, there's little ones, big ones, all these different companies that process. Now, what these processing companies do is they go out and sign up new merchants or business owners like yourself. I prefer to use the word business owner. I don't like the word merchant as much because a lot of business owners don't consider themselves merchants. But you're a business owner, okay? Processors work with business owners, and then you have the big networks up here that deal directly with the processors. So in this whole thing, the way it works is the banks and Visa and MasterCard charge certain fees that are called interchange fees. They charge those to the processor. Then the processor decides what they're going to charge to you, the business owner, for a transaction. So if you have a $100 transaction, you send it up to the processor. The processor charges you something for that $100 transaction. The bank's network fees or the Visa and MasterCard charge the processor something for that $100 transaction. The way the processor makes money, of course, is by charging you more than what the banks and Visa and MasterCard and Discover and American Express, what they are charging the processor. That makes sense? So you have your cost, which is interchange rates, and then you have your markup, which is whatever the processor marks up what those fees they were charged. They mark that up and send it on to you. Now, most of you are on tiered pricing or flat rate pricing. So for you, this whole process doesn't really matter too much to you right now. And up until the Durbin Amendment, to be honest, it really didn't affect you at all because you signed a contract that said to the processor, no matter what these big guys up here, no matter what they charge you, I am only going to pay you 1.69% or 2.9% or whatever for all these different types of transactions. You made an agreement with the processor that was independent. It's important to understand this. Your agreement with the processor was independent of what the banks and Visa and MasterCard charge the processor, okay? So no matter what they charge, you paid this qualified rate or the mid-qualified or non-qualified or flat rate or whatever you're on, whatever kind of cost structure you're on. It makes no difference to you down here what you pay. It doesn't make any difference what the banks charge the processor. You pay the processor the same thing. Now, the Durbin Amendment has turned that upside down because the Durbin Amendment has made a major shift in the amount of money that the banks are allowed to charge the processor. So you now need to access those savings that are up here. You need to get part of that savings as a business owner. Unfortunately, on tiered pricing and flat rate pricing, the processor might choose to pass some of those savings along. They might not, but that's up to them. They're not required by law to pass those savings through to you because you made an agreement with the processor that no matter what they got charged from the banks, you were going to pay them a certain amount. So what does Interchange Plus Pricing do? Interchange Plus Pricing does this. It says whatever the banks charge the processor is going to pass that through in its entirety to you, plus a set markup. In this case, for my company, we do 0.25% markup plus an 8-cent transaction fee. Okay? So if the bank charges us 1%, we charge you 1.25% plus an 8-cent transaction fee. If the bank charges us 2% for that particular transaction, it goes on a transaction-by-transaction basis. They charge 2%, we charge 2.25% plus an 8-cent transaction fee. So it does a couple things. It makes it so much simpler and so much more transparent, because you look at it, you go, okay, I know what I'm paying the processor and I know what I'm paying the bank. And so it makes it a lot easier for you, but more importantly with the Durbin Amendment, it gives you the opportunity to access those savings, because however it all washes out in the end, and whatever the savings end up being, it's going to be a savings of at least 60%, 50-60% on your check card and debit card transactions. That savings is going to be passed directly to you starting day 1, October 1st. As soon as it's put into effect, you're going to start saving money on every single transaction. Why? Because you pay whatever the banks charge us plus a set markup. So if the banks charge us less, you get charged less. Make sense? Now, if you have any questions on that, I know a lot of you aren't familiar with that cost structure. If you're not, there is a reason why all of the major merchants, I'm talking about, Walmart, Pizza Hut, KFC, all of the big retailers and big restaurants, guess what kind of cost structure they're on? It's not tiered pricing. They're on Interchange Plus Pricing for a reason. Because when things like this come along, they want to take advantage of the savings. They say, hey, they want to make an agreement with a processor that says, look, if you have to pay less money to the bank, we want to have to pay less money to you. That just makes sense. And that's what Interchange Plus Pricing does. If you have questions, call me, 814-515-9526, or email me. My email is right below this video. Also, you can use the Contact Us form that's on the right-hand side of the page. Those will come directly to me. If one of our agents sent you to this website to get information, please put that in the notes section and say an agent referred me. Also, we'd be happy to do a free analysis, a cost analysis for you that's specific for the Durbin Amendment. If you send us a copy of your most recent processing statement at no charge, I'm going to do 2 different analysis for you. One for right now and what you're going to save now, and another one for how much you're going to save once the Durbin Amendment is in effect. That way you can see what the Durbin Amendment really means for your business. And I promise you, it is substantial, and it is worth your time of faxing or emailing me your processing statement. Trust me. We've been in business for a long time. Like I said, North American Banker has been around for 20 years doing this, and we would love to do a free analysis for you to help you make a more informed decision. My name is James Shepard. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day today.